Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And here you can see me starting off this project of trying to get the strings in the right order. This is a little bit more complicated than our last one because instead of only being 2 colors, there's 5. There's the black, which is essentially like the outlines or like the color that's used for the most. And then it's a fade from red to orange to kind of a yellow to an off-white, essentially. And I couldn't be happier with this. So one of the first things, let's talk about like, I was going to make this differently. I was going to concentrate on one side, then do the other side and see if that helped make it go faster. It did not. In fact, this one took just over 80 minutes to make, making it almost 4 or 5 minutes more than the other one. But that said, there is a slightly more difficulty factor involved because of the way that the knots do the left-right thing, right? Because it's just a little bit harder, I guess. Also, I may have been more distracted, so I don't feel like it was like a really fair contest, but at the same time, I honestly thought that hands down this would be a lot faster, and it wasn't. So there's that. As far as difficulty goes, if you can do all 4 knots, then this one's easy. If you struggle with the last 2, the ones that go to the right and then left, this could be good practice for you because it's not terribly difficult. It does feel a little bit repetitive, and I had to use my little clicker counter thing again to make sure that I didn't overshoot the mark, so I landed that one pretty well. But yeah, also, I don't know how it works out, but there's an optical illusion to this bracelet. It has this illusion of being rounded, and I think that's strictly just based on the way that the colors go. So it's the darkest one is in the middle, and it slowly comes outwards, a little bit lighter, a little lighter, a little lighter. And it wasn't until about kind of midway through the build that I really started to notice, like, wow, that's very different. And I really love it. I really, really do. I think it's so super cool. But yeah, this bracelet was loosely based on something we made last month. But I just sort of, oh yeah, I did a wrong zigzag. So there was a mistake in there. I kind of got used to it was zigzagging. I tried to zigzag one of the black ones, which you're not supposed to do. So I did make a mistake. Anyways, loosely based on a different pattern I'd seen, and this would be like it, but like twice as big. I don't remember the pattern number anymore. And since I'm just working off the top of my head and not actually using somebody else's pattern, I think it's fair to say that this is my own. But yeah, it turns out really super cool. Like you said, you do have to zigzag knot on each one of the colored ones, and then the black string just is either a left or a right, depending on which way you're going. Because it wasn't all in one direction like the last time, the texture is different. It feels a little bit flatter. There's still a texture to it, but it's not as intense as the last bracelet. And I thought that was kind of interesting as well. It's still sort of there. It's just different. And I wish I had like, I don't know. I guess I'd need like a microscope or something to be able to zoom in to try to figure out what the difference is and why it's so different. But it turns out it's really nice. Even the back of the bracelet turns out really cool. So when I do the reveal, I'll flip it both ways so you can see the back of it as well, in case you're interested. So, and my video is in 4K, so you should be able to zoom in or look at it on a bigger screen if you're really curious. But yeah, I really did enjoy making this one. It seemed kind of easy. I mean, I've been doing some difficult stuff here periodically, and it's kind of nice to have a bracelet that's just relaxing, and I don't have to follow the pattern at all. The only thing I needed to concern myself with was where the whole bracelet's going to come to an end. And like I said, I used a clicker for that, so that made it kind of easy. Kinda. And I say that because there's a couple times I had to go back and check my numbers, and for some odd reason I had fallen behind on the click. I don't know why or how, but then I update it. Okay, so now I'm getting closer, and like when I got towards near the end, I definitely double checked my work and made sure that I was in fact where I was supposed to be. So yeah, I mean, just because I have the little thing that counts it, you know, the little clicker thing, that didn't necessarily solve the problem altogether. So yeah. But yeah, this one I could have easily have gone much longer. Well, I say that the black strings get used so much, they were getting kind of low towards the end there. So I suspect I probably couldn't have done more than 3 or 4 more rows, 5 more rows maybe, before I would have been in trouble with the length. But yeah, because I cut in thirds, once again, I had no trouble with running out of string or, you know, having to fret over it or anything. I just had a hangnail that was sort of just there. Yeah. Oh, a little bit painful. I don't know if that's from making bracelets or why I get those, but yeah, just a little not nice. Oh, these videos end abruptly, and I have no way of knowing where the middle is on this. So let me just thank my YouTube members for making this stuff possible. I'm trying to use up the odd skeins and stuff from in my airplane trolley, and I'm definitely going to need to replenish some of those colors. And yeah, it's their help that makes it possible that I even have the string. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, I don't make a lot off of the ads. I don't have enough subscribers for that to actually work out for me very well, but the members, yeah, that's pretty much the where my income comes from, is from their help. So yeah, thanks guys. Hang on, grabbing a clipper because I can't stop picking at my finger. I know I should be working, but this will only take a second. There. Okay, back to work. Again, this is a relatively easy bracelet. It's not what I would imagine a beginner wanting to get involved in, but if you've been doing some bracelets for a little while, you're kind of tired of just the chevrons, then this is the next progression for you, because it just adds in a few of the zigzag knots. Those by nature really do take a little bit more effort to try to get it to do it without making the space too big or making gaps too big, because that's what will happen if you get those knots wrong. So good practice for that. Plus the long straight rows also help to kind of bring things back together. If your knot is a little bit wonky, the long straight row that comes after should help bring it into the right shape again. So yeah, I mean, still kind of beginner stuff, just maybe not the first bracelet that you try. How's that for a yes but no? Or a no but yes? I don't know. But yeah, this would be cool with any other colors as well. You don't have to go with the red, orange, yellow thing. You could go with faded blue from dark to light, or green, or whatever you want. In fact, I would encourage you to try it doing it in something else, because then it would be something for me to see, because I'd be curious to see what this looks like with your color combination. So you can actually make the bracelet and then share the picture over on Discord. We have like a whole area where people can show off what they're making. And yeah, I really do feel encouraged when I see people taking my patterns and trying it their own way. So yeah, please do. Yeah, I could have sped this up a little bit faster, but I guess I didn't think that was necessary. I thought there was a lot to talk about. I really did, though, have a lot of fun making it. Oh, by the way, the YouTube members, they get to watch me make stuff like in real time, because I live stream throughout the week to be able to give people a kind of the sort of view of what goes on over here on a regular day. I don't know. I kind of like the fact that the videos are sped up, because then you guys only have like 15-20 minutes of me making something, as opposed to 80 minutes or 90 minutes. I just think it makes it a little bit easier to digest, and you get the gist of how the pattern's moving, you know, like how I'm doing, you know, the little row, then the long row, and the other row, and then going the other way. It's so you can actually see how I tried to segment knot it without having to be here for, you know, quite so long. But people might want to just hang out with me and, you know, chat while I make these things, which is cool. I don't mind. The only thing is when I'm recording the patterns, I really can't chat. That's sort of difficult. Although I have had it where the person said something in chat while I was making a pattern that made a whole lot of sense and made me change what I was doing while I was doing it. So that there can be like a little interaction, but I tend to stay away from that. But yeah, that's just something that you get to do as a member, just in case you're curious. Yeah, it's kind of like a behind the scenes of what goes on over here. Oh, still looking for people to send me patterns to work on. If you guys want to get mentioned in a video, we can do that. But you send me a pattern, tell me which website the pattern came from. Because basically there's, besides my website, there's like 2 others. So if you just give me a pattern number, I won't know which website to go look at. But yeah, that would work. And then I just realized maybe I should number my patterns in case anybody wants to like share, because right now they don't have any names or anything else. That might be a thing I should look into. But yeah, send me a pattern number. Tell me how many strings are involved so I can have a template up and ready, and I'll do some more blindside creations. I personally had loved that whole series and want to go do some more of those where you submit the pattern and then I, without having previously looked at it, try my best to make something interesting out of your pattern. So yeah, it's kind of fun. I saw myself counting the rows just a bit back, but I don't know where I am in the whole making thing. My alarm just went off. I don't know about you guys. I have to set 2 alarms to take my meds. One to take it, and a second one to say, hey, you know, you were supposed to have taken it already. Did you do it? So that was my second one. That's my second alarm. Did you take your meds? Yes, I have been good. I don't know why I'm so whatever. I guess it's the ADHD in me that I tell myself, oh, I can wait 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes passes and I have forgotten all about it. It's part of the name of the game, I suppose. I really do like the way that this thing segments, by the way. I really think that the direction I took with it really went really well, and made it super easy. It's as opposed to just bringing the rows straight down from the left to right. It's just, I'm halfway tempted in doing another one where I did that, like a more complex pattern just going from left to right, but it kind of goes against what I've always thought, like how segmenting should work. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm curious. I'd like to talk to people who have that method of making bracelets, because I saw, like, there was a book with a strange coding for how to you know, like how the pattern was supposed to work. And I suspect, because I couldn't really make heads or tails of it, I suspect it was that style of making, which I can't imagine why the most difficult way of making a bracelet would be the method that you show in a book. But I guess early days it was, you know, the wild frontier, and people were doing their own thing. Kind of crazy, if you ask me. Trying to think if there was anything else exciting while I was making this. Not really. Not to my knowledge. I just had the one mistake where I made the black knot change directions. That was just because I was distracted a bit. Oh, and you can see I'm obviously working way away from the clip, but that didn't seem to be a problem at all. I wish I had a way to take notes while I'm making these things, where I could, like, hands-free just say something about the making process, because it seems like when I'm making them, I feel like there's so much more insight, and then when it's all done, I've forgotten everything. I have no idea, man. Oh, yeah, it was starting to kind of curve a bit, see? And then just, all you got to do is just straighten it as you're going along, and it'll keep it from getting really any worse. In fact, the knots that kind of come after you straighten it up help to keep it nice and steady. I know I say that a lot, but it's worth knowing. It really is. It's a lot of beginners just let it kind of banana away and then have to worry about how to straighten it up afterwards. If you just keep, as you're going, trying to write it, you know, to the right direction, then yeah, you won't have to worry about that. So yeah. Oh, other projects you can submit. If you've got like a bracelet that you want to know the pattern for it, there I go, counting again. I can make patterns from bracelets, so that could be a thing. there's been a couple times where people have asked for, you know, a pattern because the bracelet they had got worn out or something. It meant something to them, so they want to try to recreate it. I like those. Those are fun. Those can be really challenging too, so that could be a thing. Oh, I was talking to somebody about the fact that some of the other websites won't accept a pattern if you try to tag it as a wall hanging. If you have patterns that the other sites won't take for whatever reason, I'm willing to work with you. We can try to make it. It'd be best if you use my templates as opposed to the other software or whatever. But yeah, I want to help share like the ideas and stuff. So if you're, you know, looking for a place, we can probably make something happen. I like to actually have like share the whole thing on a web page if the work is finished. So I don't want to just like make a bunch of patterns that are like theoretically interesting without being able to show the example of what it is. So there is that. But yeah, we could work out something for that. I think it'd be cool. And I finally see it coming to the end. The strings on the sides have been pushed off because they're done already. So yeah, almost finished. And here I was thinking I had nothing to talk about, and then like now I'm suddenly like, oh, I'm rushed. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. I want to thank you guys for hanging out this long. I really do appreciate it. It does help the algorithms think that I'm doing something good. So thank you very much. And oh yeah, you get to see the backside of the bracelet here in a second. So that's cool. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.